Okay, I took the tape off that was protecting the cottage. So now I'm going to paint the cottage, and I'm going to use, I think, a kind of a peachy color. And we're going to use the same technique that we used on the fence. So here we go. I'm going to find out what color would look good. Let's see. I'm thinking maybe some of this purpley looking pink. Is that the color I want? Sometimes you just have to mix until you get something that thrills you. Okay, that works for me. So using this brush that comes to a nice point, I'm just putting a glaze of this color on my little cottage. Loading my brush and pulling down some of that paint. Turning it sideways like we do to get a straight line. Okay, now I've got the same problem. I've got to have a kind of a worm of wet paint so it can fall through. So what I'm going to do is mix up a little bit more of that color. Would have been smart of me to mix enough in the beginning, but that's all right. Okay, so here I go. See how I'm getting that puddle formed right at the very top of the fence? I can add more up here if I want to too. In fact, that might look good. It's just more interesting when you have more than one color working together. Okay, all right, so make sure I got plenty banked up there. And then I do just what we did. I use the back of this brush, put it in the water, and pull that paint down. And of course, you have to work pretty fast because watercolor is going to be drying and you want it pulled down before it's dried. So what this does is it gives us a view through the slats into the color of the house. Don't worry if you make a mistake. This is kind of a rickety fence, let's say. And if I want it to show up a little bit more, no problem. Just put a little more pigment in and let it float down. Sometimes you have to coax it a bit. Let it float down through there. I'm not really pushing very hard because I don't want to scar it. I just want to make a little river. Looks pretty good. And then here I think I could add some more flowers. Same way I did over there. Just grab some colors that might work, some roses maybe. Just tap those in. Maybe have the same kind of a flower coming forward there. And then we'll add a little bit of salt. I might add a little bit of green here too. I like this little brush because it comes to such a nice, precise point. Okay. Add a little bit of salt. And that looks pretty good. We'll let that dry. So I took the tape off, as you saw, and I pulled the paint down, and I put a little wash of shadow over the fence. Now let's see what we have when we take the tape off. So 2 ways to save the whites. One is don't paint them, paint around them like we did on the slats of the fence. And the other way is put some tape down. Push it down enough that you can paint right over it and it won't go underneath. And there you have it.